Sapura Energy has bagged 10 contracts, including its first offshore wind farm job, worth a total 1 billion ringgit. The new contract wins were secured across Malaysia, as well as Thailand, Taiwan and Australia. The wind farm contract was awarded by Yun Ning Wind Power for the installation of offshore wind turbines in Taiwan. The firm said this project marks a strategic value proposition in diversifying the group's capabilities and the use of its strategic assets for a growing renewable energy market. Including the contract wins, Sapura Energy has secured 2.3 billion ringgit worth of new jobs this fiscal year, bringing its total order book to 17.3 billion ringgit. The company also reported its first quarter results today. Net loss narrowed to 109.1 million ringgit from 135.7 million ringgit previously, while revenue surged by 93% to 1.63 billion ringgit. The Armed Forces Fund Board has come out to defend its decision to vote against 3 resolutions pertaining to the remuneration of FGV's directors. In a statement today, it said that directors' remuneration should commensurate with FGV's current state of affairs and its prospects ahead, given prevailing economic conditions and the plantation giant's current financial standing. Meanwhile, New Straits Times reports that Felda Cooperative KPF, which also voted down the resolutions, believes that FGV's board of directors should only be paid half of the proposed fees if they were serious about tightening the budget. It quoted KPF representative and former FGV CEO Dato' Zakaria Arshad as saying that a cut would have shown that the board was serious about helping FGV and being fair to other employees who have not received any bonuses or Hari Raya salaries in advance. Ecoworld Development Group saw second quarter net profit dip 4.5% to 41.17 million ringgit due to higher administrative and selling and marketing expenses. Revenue slipped 1.18% to 543.18 million ringgit on the back of its Malaysian JVs, namely Eco Grandeur, Eco Horizon, Eco Ardens and Bukit Bintang City Centre. On its prospects, Ecoworld President and CEO Dato' Chang Kim Wah says interest in all its developments remains strong despite the extremely competitive landscape. Over at sister company Ecoworld International, second quarter net loss was seen narrowing to 11.98 million ringgit from 26.46 million ringgit a year earlier. EWI said that this was due to the completion method of earnings recognition adopted in the UK. It believes it is on track to record sustainably higher profit in the second half. This is based on the targeted handovers of several additional residential blocks in the next few months, mainly by London City Island and Embassy Gardens in the UK. The handovers will enable profits from these sales to be recognised in the upcoming quarters of FY19. Putrajaya aims to tackle the issue of youth unemployment, which at 10.9% is triple the overall jobless rate of 3.4%. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng, who spoke at the Budget 2020 consultation session today, said the government is planning to enroll about 500,000 young Malaysians in multiple career programs. These programs will be part of Putrajaya's initiatives to build a wider social safety net for Malaysians. According to Lim, Budget 2020 will be tabled on October 11th and devised to push for shared prosperity for all. The government is also preparing a cost of living index to help determine the minimum living costs required by each Malaysian to live comfortably. The need to loosen borrowing procedures, tax matters, and the hiring of foreign workers are also among the main issues to be highlighted in the preparation for Budget 2020. Putrajaya will also take into account concerns about the ongoing US-China trade war, which could affect the country's economic climate. It is aiming to achieve 5% of GDP growth this year and cut fiscal deficit to below 3% of GDP by 2021. Pengerang Refining and Petrochemical, a JV between Petronas and Saudi Aramco, is reportedly expected to restart a crude distillation unit at its oil refinery in Pengerang Integrated Complex in July. Citing 3 sources familiar with the matter, Reuters reports that by restarting the CDU in July, the refinery is working towards producing fuel that meets commercial specification by the end of the year. The development consists of a 300,000 BDP oil refinery and a petrochemical complex with a production capacity of 7.7 million tonnes per year. The refinery stopped trial runs in April for safety checks following a fire, and Reuters said contractors are still assessing the extent of damage. It said repairs could take between 3 months and 2 years. Last month, Petronas said the project was to resume operations by the end of this year.